Hello everybody, and I am Rosebud here with yet another video explaining Quelling Blade. Quelling Blade is an item which is used for last hitting purposes. If you look at it, it's basically the worth gold 225. It's used as I said for last hitting. It's used on neutral creeps. Basically it does absolutely no damage on heroes or Roshan, and it's more of a purpose for melee based heroes, and it doesn't serve much of a purpose for range based heroes. It does serve purpose, but if you look at the bonus damage it gives, it's around 15% compared to the melee damage is of 40%. So you can be a bit, you can understand the situation of why not to opt for Quelling Blade on a ranged based hero. Now let's have a look at how to use this item. And we are back, and now I'm going to show you how useful this item is. First of all, I'll drop this item, this Quelling Blade item, on the floor. The way to drop any item is to drag it and drop it on the floor. You can pick it up once again by clicking on it. I'll drop it. Okay, and now I'll try to attack this creep. If you look at it, its health is 240. Okay, and I did a damage. And if you look at the damage, it did 60, which is my base damage. Again, if you look at it, it had inflicted a health deficit of 60. Now I'll pick up my Quelling Blade and I'll try to attack this creep. Again, its health is 240. And if you now look at this hero's health, this creep's health, it's around 150, which is roughly around 100 damage it took. So this item practically guarantees that you're going to have your last hit, going to have success with your last hit. And if you don't understand why this item is still useful on melee heroes, let's go a bit further on lane pushing. So now let's look at how this item is pretty much useful. I'm going to do some last hitting out here. If you look at it, I'm just scouting my next kill. And if you look at it, effortlessly I was able to guarantee myself a last hit. And so this item practically guarantees that I'm not going to miss my last hit. But as I said, this item is only situational based item. It's not required for all heroes. And let me show you what I mean by it's not required by all heroes. And we are back to explain you why this item is not recommended for all the heroes. Like, let's take example Zeus. Zeus is a nuking hero and his base damage is 45, and he is a ranged hero and he's not a melee hero. So if you can do a theory on this, it's 45 plus the range damage bonus it gives around 15 is really not that good in comparison. So since this item is expensive for being a starting based item for 225 gold, you would say rather than using a Quelling Blade on a ranged hero like Zeus, he could go something like for a bottle, or he could go for mana regen items where he can do last hitting with his spells rather than actually doing more damage and last hitting via his auto attacks. So you can say that this item is not good for heroes like Zeus. But what about some other melee based heroes? Why is this item a situational based item for even melee heroes? Like, let's take example Axe. So I'm going to cut lanes out here. I have a passive called Counter Helix. So if I stand in the parameter of a circle, you can see I can do a lot of damage even without my Quelling Blade, but I'm inflicting a lot of damage, so I can go for a very armor based items rather than a Quelling Blade. So this becomes a very situational based for even melee heroes, or even for, let's say, Bristleback being a hero. I just need to spam my spells, so it becomes situational for Bristleback whether I need a Quelling Blade or not, because I can spam all of my spells, and 225 gold is 225 gold will it be worth it or not, because I need a lot of mana to support my spells. The other uses of Quelling Blade. First of all, if you know that Shrine Protector can sap seeds, you can give. He has a unique spell called Eye in the Forest, where you can see the enemy team can have vision over here. The way it works is, I'll just show you. You can select any tree, and there it gives vision as spell. Also, it allows Shian to use his ulti, which aids him to basically, aids him in his ulti. So like, go out here. Also planted 2 wards over here, and now we are going to de-ward these wards as well as these trees. First of all, we cannot see these wards directly, so I'll plant a sentry out here, and I'll cut these trees. One over here, it has a 5-second cooldown, and okay, I missed this one. This is the right one. There you go. So now the enemy team doesn't have any vision as such. Now I can see, I'll just plant out here, and I can see the enemy's observer walls out here, and I can de-ward them. So the problem with melee heroes is they cannot de-ward walls on a high ground unless and until they have Quelling Blade. So if I want to de-ward this, again I've de-warded this. So this becomes very crucial, because Aberon, being a melee hero, he cannot de-ward these wards on his own. He maybe needs a ranged hero, but if he has a Quelling Blade, he can definitely de-ward them. One more side note is that you can buy Quelling Blade from the side shop as well. If you see the side shop, you can buy Quelling Blade out here and from the main shop as well. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.